segment addition postulate again, but today we're going to be referring to when segments are not congruent. So it's going to be a little bit different than yesterday, where we didn't do the midpoint. So things aren't really necessarily going to be congruent. So remember, yesterday we talked about segment addition, where A, B, and C are collinear together on the same line. That's what that means, right? Big key vocab word, collinear together on the same line. Okay, so for this instance, segment AB, right, plus segment BC equals segment AC. So that's the segment addition postulate. When you take two parts of the segment or more, you could probably even do more, and you get the whole segment. And you can go backwards and forwards for looking for missing parts. Okay, so we can use a diagram below to do questions 1 and 2. It says PQ is 9 and QR is 28. So this part is 9, right? PQ. And then QR is 28, right? So if that's the case, we want to find PR, which is the whole thing, which is pretty simple, right? Remember, the geometry says that PQ plus QR equals PR, right? So really, it's just 9 plus 28, right? 9 plus 28. And 9 plus 28 is 37. So that's what PR would be. Okay, and this right here, this is the geometry. This is what you're really learning today. Okay. The rest is just going to be arithmetic and algebra. So now I'm going to use the picture because I didn't want to use it on that first one. But this one is now saying that QR is 17 and PR is 21. So the whole thing is 21, right? So it wants us to find PQ. So this one, we're going to work backwards, right? So remember, the segment addition postulate states that PQ plus QR equals PR. And now we can go ahead and substitute the values that we have, right? Whatever we have. In this case, we have numbers. So we're going to substitute PQ. I don't know what PQ is, so I'm going to leave that as PQ. Or you can call that X for unknown. QR is 17, and then PR is 21. Notice how I'm just replacing all three pieces. And then it's pretty simple to solve for PQ. You just subtract 17. Treat it as if it's the variable, right? So 21 minus 17 is 4. So that means PQ is 4. Okay. So this is just arithmetic numbers, right? But we always add a little bit more, right? We always add a little bit more because we want to make sure your algebra skills are up to par. Okay. So with that being said, let's take it up a notch. Okay. It says if EG is 71, so now we're talking about the whole thing, find the value of X. So we're going to start off pretty easy, right? So remember that your geometry part, because of the segment addition postulate, states that EF plus FG equals EG, right? The whole entire segment, right? Nothing's congruent. It doesn't say anything about a midpoint. So we're not going to say that they're equal to each other. Okay. So be very mindful of that. Okay. So we go ahead and replace the values that we have, right, for what we want. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and replace EF, right? So EF is 8x minus 17, right? We're just replacing it, plus, right, because we have this plus symbol, FG, which is 5x minus 3, equals all of EG, which we don't know. And you can leave that as Y, or I like to leave it as the segment EG so that we know what we're talking about, right? So from here, we make our symbols, right? Or sorry, EG, sorry, it gave us EG was 71. My apologies. Okay. So now we combine our like terms. 8x and 5x is 13x. Okay. Minus 17 and minus 3. Remember, we're on the same sided equal symbol, is a minus 20. Okay. And that's equal to 71. Now we undo because we want to solve for x. We got to isolate x. So we're going to undo everything else. So we're going to first get rid of the negative 20 by adding 20. Then that cancels and we get 13x equals 91, right? So then we divide because that's multiplication, 13 times x. And 91 divided by 13 is going to give me 7. So x is equal to 7. So that's how you would do it. Remember, we're using our segment addition postulate. That's the geometry. And then we substitute our values in. That's our algebra. Okay, let's try a couple more. And I'm sorry if the bell rings, it's just trying to get this on. So we're looking for TU. And it says TV is 14x minus 8. So use your geometry, right? The segment addition postulate says that TU plus UV equals TV, right? And we need to solve for x. Now, x isn't going to be the answer because we're looking for TU, okay? So we just substitute our values in. TU is going to be 9x plus 2 plus UV, which is 5, equals 14x minus 8. Okay, and then we do some algebra, right? And we get 9x plus 7 equals 14x minus 8. Get your x's on the one side. Okay, 7 equals, what is that, 5x minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. And then we have, I'm going to bring this over here, 5x equals 15, x equals 3. So now we got to plug this in to find TU, right? So 9 times 3 plus 2. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 2 is 29. Okay, and that is what TU is. And I will have the rest of this filled out later and posted on your Schoology for these problems. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here.